Hello, gentle viewers. This is Zap Guardian welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 23. With the Seattle Mariners, we won 101 games last season. That's what we call good, and yet we still got stomped by California, as such things go. It's 1994, and we have some decisions to make. First things first, let's check out arbitration. We've already got offers in. That's lovely. We definitely want to bring back Palmero and ideally Schofield, but everyone else, I'm not saying I would be unhappy if we brought back Paul Molitor, but we can't afford it. We just flat out can't. And that's just where we are. So, my friends, let us go ahead and address the coaching is being tackled, I hope. Let's go ahead and advance some time a bit. Mr. John Gamble, you quite clearly don't want more money because this is a little hint. Notice he's already jumping all the way up to bench green, or to bench coach. So that's what he wants. He wants a better job, not necessarily more money. Glenn Clark is the same way. Again, he doesn't want more money. He wants more other stuff. Danny Tartabull is a good player. He is not good enough for what they're asking. I'm not saying I wouldn't take Danny Tartabull, but I can't afford to give up this much talent in one trade unless the player we're getting is exceptional. And I don't think Danny Tartabull qualifies as truly exceptional. I mean, is he better than Jeffrey Hammonds? Undoubtedly, but I don't think he's enough better to pull the trigger on it. I'm just giving up too much. All right. I'm going to try getting John Gamble again. I'm going to offer him $75K and see if he'll bite. And I'm going to offer Bob Hefner 75K as well. If they don't take it, they don't take it. I'm not going to force them, but this will hopefully put me in a better position to acquire their talents. I did not know that about Dennis Menke, or know who Dennis Menke is. Alright, we got Palmero locked up, and yes, he's making lots and lots of money, but we kind of have to do it. I now have about $7 million to spend, so I can still be active in free agency. It's just all going to come down to who I can acquire. No, that actually makes perfect sense. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. So I guess they did just want more money. So now we've got a strong young pitching, or a strong young coaching staff. I'm hoping that with a bit of time together, the cohesion will improve, but for right now, it is still somewhat troubling. It's fine though. Everything's fine. I'm surely got to get in the conversation for Manager of the Year, right? no. We got a Silver Slugger for Rafael Palmeiro and John Valentin. And Eric Hansen won the Cy Young Award. I'm not sure why. He did lead the league in WAR, that's true. I guess that's reasonable. I'm a little hurt that I won 101 games and didn't get any kind of consideration, but fine. Alright, let's do the Hall of Fame first, and then we'll think about free agency. I'll toss a vote to Vita Blue. I do think he's fairly talented. Same with Bert Blyleven. I don't think it'll matter, but I'm going to do it. Jeff Burrows, I don't think so. Larry Dierker, yes. Dwight Evans, no. Oscar Gamble, no. Bobby Grich, yes. Reggie Jackson, yes. Jerry Kenny, I think he's screwed because he's the kind of player that the voters just aren't going to recognize, but he's genuinely an excellent third baseman and deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. However, Jim McAndrew, I think, deserves a vote. As does Jim Nash. Again, I don't think this is going to matter. I don't think they're going to make it anyway. But we'll see what happens. Dave Parker. Yes, I will vote for that. I'll vote for Fritz Peterson. Mel Stottlemyre, and even Dave Winfield. I will note this is a very interesting draft class, or Hall of Fame class, and that while I could see like a couple, like 5 or 6 people getting elected, I'm not really confident about anybody getting in, except for maybe Reggie Jackson and probably Dave Winfield. But I think the rest of the group is just that shallow. Or that deep, depending on how you want to consider it. So, let's talk about what is available to us this very day. Robbie Alomar would be a great addition if I didn't already have a top tier second baseman already, in the guise of Mr. John Valentin. A healthy John Valentin is as good, if not even more useful, than Mr. Robbie Alomar. As much as I loved Alomar myself as a kid, besides the fact he was also an insufferable douchebag, the fact remains that he is the better player for us. I guess I could move Valentin to third, but isn't a great arm, so I don't think he'd be a good fit at third. So that is right out. No Robbie Alomar. Paul Molitor wants too much money. Alright, so what positions do I need to replace at this point? I need a new third baseman, and I need a new... That's it. I thought I needed a second baseman, but I actually don't. I have Valentin, so I really just need a new third baseman. So let's start by checking all third base. Bip Roberts, not a third baseman. Gino Petralli has some attraction to me, but the problem is I'd rather just pay more money and get Paul Molitor. like, as much as I like Gino, and he seems like a perfectly good dude, Paul Molitor is basically worth as much. I'm not giving you that long a deal. I'm not stupid, but I will offer you a 1-year deal to return to the Mariners. I'll even give you your no trade clause. We'll talk more later. I could always just get, like, a Corey Snyder just because he's so cheap. Because I'd actually really rather get some pitching reinforcements. I definitely need to get some relievers too, but is there a quality starter worth adding that wouldn't cost me too much money? Todd Worrell, I will happily sign you for 360 grand. Like, that's not even. I will spend exactly 0 seconds making that offer to you. The thing is, Floyd Bannister isn't actually that good. He's fine. I don't hate him, but he's not that good. If I just look at starters, what am I looking at here? Really? I mean, it's hard to get excited about John Smiley. That's a lot of money to be paying for what's essentially like a bargain tier starter. Yeah, these are all such mediocre starters. I feel pretty confident that I can grab a good one cheap if I need to. Let's also bring in Kurt Wardle. Not for that long, though. I'll give you a 1-year deal and then figure out how I like you. You know what? I'll accept this. 2 years is reasonable. And you're a lefty, too, which is even more valuable to me. And then we're probably going to try to grab some quality relievers in the draft. If nobody signs the Molitor, then we'll talk to him for sure. Yeah, I don't want it that badly. Could Pedro Castellano actually play third for me this season? Boy, I wish he wouldn't. Because I don't think he's got too much of a chance, but maybe. Lenny Harris sucks. He's not better than Pedro Castellano, so no, you can't have him. I'm surprised we're not getting anything from Paul Molitor, given that he hasn't signed yet. But maybe he's just playing coy. I don't know. Or maybe he'll just sign. So there is a downside winning 101 games. And this is that downside. This is a perfectly cromulent draft class, but in all honesty, the really good players aren't going to fall to me. Like, they're all going to be gone. Like, an Edgardo Alfonso or a Phil Nevin would be very welcome right now. They'd help us fill an important hole on our roster, but I just don't see the one of them making it to me. Like, if we're lucky, and I mean really lucky, we're talking like Rich Aurelia or Shannon Stewart. And let me be clear, I would not object to Rich Aurelia in the slightest. But I think it's also fair to point out that he's not ideal. This is a fairly deep class of, like, David Bell as a first round pick isn't brilliant, but he's certainly not terrible. So I guess maybe I should just stay positive and just focus on who might actually be available at the time it's my time to pick. So let's figure it out. Alright. So already I'm noticing that a lot of the really good players are gone already. Now, yes, I hear you all screaming, what about Mariano Rivera, or Troy Percival, or Bryant Billy Wagner? All those would be excellent choices. And that may be the direction I go in. But I think it would do myself a disservice if I didn't at least consider taking one of these starting pitchers, like Sean Estes, or Carlos Perez. Mariano Rivera would give us a huge edge late in games. But is that more useful to the team than Estes or Perez or Radke? I think the answer is yes. Let's take Mariano Rivera and then see who's available at this point. All batters. All third basemen? Wow. Yikes. Tomas Perez is fine, I guess. Like, as far as utility guys, I certainly wouldn't complain. It feels like a waste to spend a second round draft pick, though, on a middle infield prospect, but I guess I have to. And then just hope that things are deep enough that I can get at least one more talented player. That's not a reliever. I mean, when you can get the James Baldwin, I think you have to. Oh, he is not good. I remember him pitching for the White Sox and not being ever all that impressive. It's like every season, people like, James Baldwin's going to turn it around this year. James Baldwin's going to be the best pitcher in the American League, and it just never happened. Paul Bird, Jimmy Haynes, Daryl May. Like, at least Jeff Suppan throws a lot of pitches badly. I'll take Tim Crabtree. I don't want to, but I have to, because I am not going to spend a draft pick on players that are just have nothing to offer me. You could get Mike Bush. I mean, he does hit home runs. There's no question about that. At least he could hit home runs. I guess I should be more specific. We're getting to the point even me, a baseball obsessed kid that grew up in the 90s, doesn't even remember half these players. Bill Pulsifer, I remember. He's one of the pitchers that was drafted by the Mets, whose arm was like physically removed from the rest of his body. Along with, who else was it? It was Jason Isringhausen, and there was one other pitcher. There were three pitchers that all got drafted by the Mets at about the same time. They all blew their arms out, and only Jason Isringhausen came back and actually had a decent career as a reliever. Mostly for the Cardinals. I don't remember who the third person was, though. It was definitely Pulsifer and Isringhausen, though. Anyway, yeah, do what you want, Banksy. I didn't really expect to be going the Ultra Mega Bullpen route, but I guess that's what I'm stuck with. It's fine. I don't hate it, but it is going to make it difficult to repeat our previous success. And even more importantly, we're going to have to be judicious in the Rule 5 just to fill some more holes on the team. Yeah. I need a third baseman and I need an outfielder. Ed Sprague can't play third, can he? No, he can't. I'm going to look for a third baseman by trading Ed Sprague. Let's see what this gets me. Could a third baseman be had? Not a good one. I mean, I could get Wade Boggs, but he can't play third base anymore, so basically just be getting him to be a pinch hitter. Or a DH. I mean, when you can get Mark McLemore, you have to do it. But no, you can only literally play second base at this point. Ken Caminiti, I guess, but looks like he hasn't taken the steroids in this time frame, so not such a good fit. I mean, I could get Travis Fryman. I remember him playing and being a Gold Glover for the then Indians. Not so good though. Not so good in this timeline. What about an outfielder? I'm not looking to spend a bunch of money. I'm really just looking for a talented player that can help us out and play center field if we need him to. A Steve Finley wouldn't be an awful choice. It's not a great choice either, don't get me wrong, but it's not an awful choice. But I would prefer someone who can play center a bit better. If I'm being greedy. Now, Juan Samuel can only play left. Ryan Thompson is a real good center fielder, but offers literally nothing else of note. Like, he's a tremendous center fielder, but he's just kind of there. Look, yeah, he can play the other corners fine. I guess he's got enough pop to be interesting, but not enough to give up Ed Sprague, I don't think. Jerome Walton's a little bit more well-rounded, but I almost think, again, here I should be going for a free agent and not... Because none of these guys are that impressive. I guess I go check for a starting pitcher. Is there a good starting pitcher on offer? There is Jeff Robinson. Robinson is not a starter. I refuse to let a man like that be a starting pitcher for me. That's a reliever. At an overpriced one at that. Molitor still hasn't signed, and I still don't have a third baseman. Just give me 2 years, and I would agree to this deal. 3 guaranteed years for a player that's already 35. I'd rather have. Oh, I guess he is younger than Paul Molitor. Yeah, let's do it. And who's going to be my mega reserve outfielder? Who can handle at least a little bit of center? Dave Martinez is not a good center fielder. Gary Pettis is a good center fielder and nothing else. I could grab Jose Gonzalez. I think that would be reasonable. He's a pretty solid all-around dude. Doesn't even want a major league deal. Awesome. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I knew someone was going to grab Olivares. It was just a question of whom. The Greg Briley. The Carlos Martinez. The Kip Gross. Oh, wait a minute. I've already got Kip Gross. Yeah, there's nobody here worth taking. The pinch hit god, John Vanderwall, could have been mine, man. Unfortunate. Alright, so Kurt Wardle is getting right up to there. Todd Worrell will probably also get promoted, but I'm going to let it figure itself out. I could get Dan Plesac and Gary Ingram, but they're both terrible. So no. Cease thy prattling. Gary Gaetti is fine. I guess. Yeah, let's do it. I'll trade for him. Wait, what? I can't. Why can't I complete the trade? Oh, because I can't afford it. How's about you eat a little bit more? Really? Alright. If it's something fairly minor, then I will happily hand you Rob Moore. Then I get Gary Gaetti, and then I can automatically cancel my offer to Gino Petrali here. This then leaves me with $3 million for free agents, which means I could probably grab one of the lower tier starters. Is that worth it, though? Is that worth it to me to pick up another starting pitcher? I've already got 4 really good starters and Kevin Gross. And I'm gonna have the best and deepest bullpen in the majors. Like the fact that Mariano Rivera is like not even guaranteed to get a spot tells you how good it could be. So I guess that begs the question: how good does Sarah have to be to move the needle? He has to be better than Kevin Gross. I think offensively we'll be fine-ish. I am a little concerned we don't have more. Like, it's very much a two-man show right now. Although Garrett Gaiati certainly doesn't hurt. Garrett Gaiati offers us another source of power that we don't have right now. So to that end, I'm happy with Gaiati. But is there another elite bat available? I would upgrade any outfield position for the right player. Is there a premium offensive piece left? I mean, there's Bip Roberts. My man Bip is a talented hitter. Just not convinced he's... No, he's not really anything to write home about. I'm really utterly fascinated that nobody seems to want to offer Paul Molitor a contract. And yet he doesn't want to come back to me either, which I just find silly, but that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, Tony Gwynn could still hit for average, but I don't think the rest of his game is worth it. I'd love a guy like Joey Cora. Like, I know he can only play the one position, but a reasonably good backup could be a big deal for us. Let's go for it. Let's offer Joey Cora a contract. Who ended up signing Brian Harvey? The Phillies did. Good for them. I'm just utterly fascinated that no one has gotten Paul Molitor yet. Like, I didn't necessarily expect he was going to get what he was asking, but I am kind of shocked. Jerry Kenny, Dave Parker, and Reggie Jackson all made it. I'm happy about that. I think that's very well deserved. For Jerry Kenny in particular. But the others, I guess, are just fine. Alright, Paul Molitor went to San Diego. And he got $5 million over 3 years. You're going to regret that, my friends. You're going to regret the shit out of it. Excellent. He has increased my budget. What a champ. But now I think at this point, late in the season, I don't think there's anybody else really worth grabbing. So then the question comes down to, is there anybody I want to sign late for a longer term? I kind of have to grab Chris Nabholz, as long as his demands aren't exorbitant. Which they're not. Oh, I got another year of arbitration with him, maybe? No, he's a free agent. Okay. I'll talk to you at the end of the season, and I'll figure out who else to move around. I wish we had better outfielders. I truly do. Which is weird, right? Like, normally teams are like swimming in outfielders, but I'm just not for whatever reason. Outfielders seem to be the one thing that nobody's willing to trade. Alright, so spring training. Get in there, Rivera. Get in there, Cora. Get in there, Gonzalez. Get in there, Perez. Crabtree, Seamus, Trombley, Worrell, Traxel. That seems good. Let's go ahead and just let them do whatever they want. I don't hate the idea of Joey Cora being a designated hitter for us. I think he'd be pretty good at it. You're benching Marquise Grissom. How do I feel about that? I mean, it would give me a better reserve, and it's like Marquise Grissom lit the world on fire last season, so maybe that's okay. We'll figure it out though. We'll see how things go. Yeah, we're going to have a terrifying bullpen and hope that the lineup scores enough runs to make that bullpen effective. He got, like, league minimum to play for the A's. That's good for him. The weird thing is, I don't feel like we have a core. Most of the time when I start with a young team, I'm like, yes, these are my dominant players. I need to keep them regardless of cost. I don't think we have that. I think we peaked a bit too early. Because looking at this team, who is, genuinely speaking, an outstanding player that's going to be on this team for years to come? John Valentin and Rafael Palmeiro. And Eric Hansen. And probably, like, Chris Nabholz and maybe Juan Guzman. But I don't have, like, that. We have a bunch of league average to better players. And then we have a couple of stars. It's not quite stars and scrubs. Each player does serve a potentially vital role. But it's like, yeah. Whatever. I presently have 20 pitchers. That seems like about 8 too many. So first of all, Hector Fajardo, gone. Willie Blair, gone. Bill Seamus, minors. Steve Traxel, minors. Dave Veers, minors. Bob Wickman, minors. Todd Worrell, minors. Todd Worrell, minors. Do I keep Tim Scott or Mike Trombley? I think I keep Tim Scott. What does that get me down to? I'm down to 12 pitchers. Perfection. This seems like a good group. We're going to switch to a 5-man rotation and make Cal Alger the emergency starter long reliever. Cool story, bruh. I don't need 4 catchers, so Tim McIntosh and Terry Bell can go both get bent. Two more players have to go. I like it of keeping Joey Cora. Weirdly enough, he's like the 3rd best hitter on my team. And I like that you have Tomas Perez getting some reps in the minors, so we're going to keep Cora over Perez. Jose Gonzalez makes the team. Damn it. I want Joey Cora, so I'm going to have to trade Ed Sprague for the best prospect I can get my hands on at any position. Not what I wanted to do, but unless there's a good starter still. Bruce Hurst is cromulent, but that's the nice thing I can say about it. I'm not paying for a 40-year-old. Let's just get prospects at any position and just get the best one I can. Roberto Pantagini is potentially very interesting to me. I could maybe make that happen. Why not? Roberto Pantagini it is. Welcome to the club. Gets us down to 25. Feeling good is an overstatement, but I feel reasonably good. I also like Joey Cora has to be our everyday DH and maybe occasional second baseman, just because what he brings to the table is his bat, and that's what I want. But also maybe not. Let's go ahead and clear out all depth charts and all lineups. Okay, easiest choice all season. John Valentin hits third, Rafael Palmeiro hits cleanup. That's no-brainer territory right there. I like that you have Alex Cole and Joey Cora at the top of the lineup. Cora, of course, playing DH, because I don't want him playing anywhere else. Jeffrey Hammonds bats 5th. Gary Gaetti bats 6th. And then the issue is that, like, none of my other players are very good at hitting. I guess Mike Matheny can hit 7th because somebody has to, and then Dick Schofield bats 9th, and Jose Gonzalez bats 8th. Give me a depth chart. I don't want Slot playing that frequently, but other than that, I'm kind of okay with this. I'm just going to go ahead and copy it and paste this right over. And then you can do what you want here, because I just can't be bothered to worry about it. Although we'll actually be getting to interleague play here quite soon, if not this season. But it's just not likely to matter that much. I think it's silly to have Jose Gonzalez batting this high in the lineup, but whatever. I don't really care at the moment. Oh no! Not losing Willie Blair. How will we win the World Series now? Man, I have a lot of average players on this team. I don't even know how we solve this. Like, I don't know how we get better players without getting, like, a really lucky shot at the trade block. Wow, Sammy Sosa's available? Interdasting. Huh. And Jay Buhner? Nice. Oh yeah, we're just gonna play some baseball games and then see what happens. I do. Oh yes, Timmy the Tree of Crabs and Mariano Rivera. Did I literally get... Oh, I got all these guys. They cleared, that's fine. Owie. Oh, that means Jim Eisenreich gets to take over in left. While he is injured. And that also means we have an awkward situation where I don't really have a capable backup outfielder again. So let's quickly go to the waiver wire, maybe? No, there's nobody interesting there. Let's go to free agency. Is there an outfielder I could trust? Mickey Brantley would be varying degrees. Or Paul O'Neill? I wouldn't say no to Paul O'Neill. Especially for like 360 grand. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, we did get Paul O'Neill. Very cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and call O'Neill up to the main roster. Just because he is the most accomplished backup that I've got. Hey, what happened? You did not, in fact, add Paul O'Neill. Whatevs. There we go. Poorly. Yeah, I'll just slide you in there and there. And it'll be my new number one pinch hitter. Copy the depth chart, please, and thank you, and paste that bad boy right in. I don't love Jim Eisenreich as my leadoff guy, but I have no reason not to trust him at the moment, so we're just going to go with it. I mean, Rafi Palmeiro hitting 13 homers in less than 100 games is certainly going to help quite a bit in terms of we can be reasonably competent. Ray Holbert sucks. Sorry if you're a big fan of Ray Holbert, but I am not, and there's nothing to be had there. Cool. Get her done, Don Slot. Play some good catching, I guess. Another 3 weeks. Jim Eisenreich would like to come back. How do I feel about that? 1.4 million is a tiny sum. But I'm not convinced he's all that great either, and I kind of like to have the roster spot. So maybe we'll chat there. Hey, Gary Gaetti is hitting quite well. That's exciting. Okay, Roberto Pentagini all of a sudden turned into like a reasonably decent player overnight. I wouldn't object to him filling in if need be. So that's fun. Alright, so right now we are 29 and 22. What is going well? What is not going well? The pitching staff is great. Weirdly, Mariano Rivera's off to a slow start, but the bullpen I'm not going to worry about. I'm very worried about the lineup, though. I'm quite concerned. I'm especially concerned by Jeffrey Hammonds being a giant pile of suck, although I guess I should stop being surprised at that by now. Let's go ahead and make one immediate move with Impact, and let's go ahead and swap Gaetti and Hammonds. Like, I can't figure it out, guys. I cannot figure it out how one player can be this bad at his job. It genuinely boggles my mind that he can't even be, like, league average. He probably needs to change his scenery. The thing is, nobody's going to give me anything of value for him. Nor should they. So, yeah, that's kind of awkward. I could bench him for Paul O'Neill. I mean, Paul O'Neill's not that great either, though. I really need, like, a starting quality right fielder if I'm going to bench Jeffrey Hammonds. And the truth is, there isn't one available. Like, yes, Jay Buhner, maybe, but also probably not. Really? Kansas City converted Mike Jackson into a starter? That's a bold move. And a very bad one so far. Yeah, so that's the issue that we're running into, is that I don't have... Am I really talking myself into Roberto Pantagini? Or Patagini taking over in right field over Jeffrey Hammonds? Maybe. The 15th overall pick, and he's just been a giant fucking dumpster fire. Like, I've gotten one good season out of him, and then one other season of mediocrity, and one season of active terribleness. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Patagini, be ready for the call. Because I am not impressed by what I'm working with right now. You give me Solomon Torres. No, I don't need another reliever. Yeah, Jose Gonzalez also sucks. So no. Thank you, but no thank you. Another 5-hit day for Gaetti and a 5-hit day for Eisenreich. Very nice. Here's my counter offer, Don Slot. Shut up. How does that sound? How does that fucking work for you? I will happily trade you at the trade deadline, or even in July, if I can get a good offer for you. Alright, so we can get Alex Cole back, and I'd rather have him than Jeffrey Hammonds at this point. Like, complete transparency, Jeffrey Hammonds is on my shit list. You're going to AAA to figure out your shit. And I'm going to call up Alex Cole, and... Alex Cole is a perfectly fine right fielder. He's going to get your playing time. And that's just what it's going to be. I don't like it, but it's what I'm going to accept for now. And some sort of attempt to just get something out of us. And then I'm just going to put in Paul O'Neill randomly, just for fun. Sure. But here's the thing, Marquise, you are a role player. Gaietti, you fucking punk. Don't be like that. You're like the one good hitter on this team not named Rafael Palmeiro. I need you to settle down, my dude. Mark Lewis got like a sliver better. That's fun. Let's talk about coaches. Al Fitzmaurice has done a pretty good job with our pitching staff. Let's go ahead and lock him up for a bit longer. I'm going to let Paul Splittorff walk as assistant GM just because he's controlling, and I don't want two of them. You're an okay guy to be a team trainer, so I'm happy about that. And I don't have a single A pitching coach. Ed Halicki is actually really, really talented, so let's lock him up too. Do we keep Sam Bowens? I think the answer to that question is yes. I think he's an excellent coach, and I want to keep this crew together unless there's like a reason not to. Gonna keep all the minor league peoples, and let's immediately promote Bob Hefner. He can be our new rookie ball coach. And let's grab ourselves Maury Stevens. Sounds like an amazing choice. Cool. I'm gonna get like one all-star, maybe two, maybe three, 4 at most. I think 4 is the maximum, which would be Rafael Palmeiro, John Valentine, maybe Gary Gaetti, and then Eric Kane. Eric Kane's actually having a rough season. He has had quite the Cy Young lull. That's not great, but that's fine. I think Palmeiro and Valentin have a fair shot at it, and then beyond that, we'll just see. It's Palmeiro and Nabholz. I'm okay with that. And Hammaker, so I ended up getting 3. I'm a little surprised John Valentin didn't get it, but to be honest, compared with Ryan Sandberg, I'm not that surprised. Ryan Sandberg is pretty special. It is still criminal that the California Angels get both Barry Bonds and Edgar Martinez. That's just silly. There should be a law against that. And look at Gary Sheffield playing out of his goddamn mind. Holy shit. Yeah, this is a rough year. We still might make the playoffs, but I'll be honest with you. I'm probably going to be a seller at the trading deadline. Barry Bonds is really good at baseball. Who would have thunk? Jay Bell is fine. I'm finding it difficult to get super excited about bringing someone like him in, though. No. I honestly feel like we either make it or we don't based on the players we've already got. And I'm probably going to trade at least a couple here um, at the deadline. Hanson, would you fucking not be so stupid? Like, a starting pitcher should never get suspended. How bad must Gary Gaetti be defensively to only be worth 2 wins? I guess he's actually better than that. Okay. The Mike Cook? No. I don't need more relievers. I just don't. No, I don't want Roger McDowell. I quit offering me relievers. My bullpen is not my weakness. Like, it could be better, obviously, but it's not my weakness. Also, stop letting him close. It should only be Rob Dibble closing at this point. And I'm even going to go ahead and step down your role a bit. And let Kurt Wardle be our setup guy. Just work it out, my dude. Like, I know, yes, it's a young bullpen, but it's also one that's got a lot of different roles, and I don't think the bullpen is the problem. There's a whole lot of talent there, and I'm pretty sure it just needs some time to gel. You really want to give me Sid Fernandez? I don't want him. As cool a pitcher as he seems to be, I don't think it makes a difference for us. Alright. So, at the moment, we have a few players whose contracts are coming up at the end of the season. Joey Cora is also pretty shit DH. Let's start with Chris Nabholz. Chris here kind of has me by the short ones because I can't afford to lose him as a starting pitcher. So I'm going to go ahead and give him what he wants. I'm not even going to argue with him. I will give him that offer. Just as easily, I'm going to trade Don Slot. If I can get any player of any interest whatsoever, I will trade him. Can I get a regular? Or even a veteran? I could bring Brian Harvey back. That would be kind of a random decision, but I guess I could. I'm going to trade for Leon Durham because I have a plan. Wow, the fans love them some Leon Durham. That's fun. Next. I'm trading Joey Cora. Because Leon Durham is going to be the new designated hitter. Because Joey Cora ain't doing shit. His only job is to get lots of hits, and he's not doing that. And for him, I do want a prospect if I can get it. I'll take Corey Bailey. And then I'm not going to offer you an extension yet, not until I see what you do the rest of the season. Alex Cole's asking for way too much money. I don't think he's worth it, so I'm not going to give it to him. I'm just not. Does Jim Eisenreich only want like a couple million to come back? He actually wants a pay cut to stay a Mariner. And he's like fine? No, he's not. I'm lying to you all. Eisenreich should probably be benched at this point. Do I bring back Jeffrey Hammonds? Has he paid enough of a penance? Maybe. Yeah, let's bring him back. Gross. I do need a backup catcher, so I'm going to quickly check the free agent market for un catcher. Here we go. If you can get a guy like Tom Pagnozzi, how do you not? Alright. So, the new DH is going to be Leon Durham. We're going to bench Jim Eisenreich, and we're going to bring back Jeffrey Hammonds. Like, let me be clear, this is not what I want to have happened, but it's the best we're going to get. So Alex Cole is going to bat lead off. Hammonds is going to be our right fielder. Alex Cole's going to play in left. And I guess Paul O'Neill could also do some DHing as well if he wanted to. But let's just give it to Leon Durham for now. And then go ahead and give me all of the depth charts, please. And then give me Alex Cole here and here. And then Hammonds here and here. That's fine. Maybe I should keep Alex Cole. Like, he doesn't want the full $3 million. Let's get a shorter contract, maybe. Like, let's get like a 3-year deal. That'll make him easier to trade if we do end up getting a better outfielder. I feel good bringing him back. Because he does fill his role nicely. And that, I think, is the big key. Is that he does handle his job with some level of talent. Like, I'm going to be real with you. I don't think we have a chance to make the playoffs in, like, a very real sense. So, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just not going to worry about it. You know what? Done. I'll give you your 4th year. I think that's reasonable. Alright. Do I have Al Leiter? No, I don't have Al Leiter. Okay. Oh, I completely forgot about Corey Bailey. I'll put you on the 40-man, but then I'm going to put you in AAA. Actually, I guess I could just put him on the 40-man. I guess it doesn't hurt me anything to have him there. Just as like another arm out of the pen. Rob Dibble sucks. I'm quickly realizing he is not very good. And it's not clear to me why he's so much worse. Like, his peripherals are just about where they were last season. It's just for whatever reason. The walks are up. Which is obviously not great. It's not great. But I mean, again, I don't think it matters. Like, short of a pretty epic run here, yeah, bro, not gonna happen. Stop talking to me. Oh, right. I did actually want to keep Randy Hundley. Why are people unhappy? You're probably unhappy because you're losing. But we're going to get a couple more people in the clubhouse, so hopefully that'll help a bit. Yeah, we're not going to do it. We're not going to make it. We're not going to be anything special this season. Kenny Lofton. It would take a pretty epic collapse by the Angels or just the rest of the AL for me to make the playoffs. I'm just not worried about it. I had a 24-game hitting streak. You can't argue with that. I've got a better idea. Shut the hell up. Because it's the last day of the fucking season. Like, I'm not all of a sudden going to make you, like, my starting second baseman. That's John Valentin's job. Alright. So, let's end the playoffs and just see who wins the World Series. And then we'll have a chat. So Pentagony has played so well in the minors, I probably have to give him a shot in the majors next year, which is very cool. Mr. Pentagony could be a wonderful piece. And the Reds beat the Angels. Good for them. Alright. Everyone, keep some things here. We're going to need a new assistant general manager. That's fine. Everything's fine. Personnel. What would help us most? Somebody controlling, ironically enough. Yeah, weirdly, we need someone controlling again, which I definitely did not expect, but here we are. You're temperamental. Yeah, let's offer Xavier Moore a job. I'm fine with that. Let's talk about how the season went, what we could have done better, and where we could have gone differently. So let's start by looking at our lineup. This is bad. There is no sugarcoating this. 3 players cost our team like 7 wins. I had no idea Mike Matheny was that bad this season. Like, holy shit. Like, we knew Jeffrey Hammond was a dumpster fire. He at least came back. But that is 3 gigantic millstones at the bottom of our team, which is not good. There's no way to sugarcoat that. That is not good. Yeah, Gonzalez is gone. I'm not bringing him back. Matheny, he probably gets to stay just because I don't have another catcher, and hopefully he just splits the difference between the two seasons, but we'll see. Palmero was amazing. Gary Gaetti was fantastic. Definitely my single best offseason acquisition. Really happy with how he turned out. John Valentin was, if not the ultra megastar of years past, he was healthy. And that's arguably just as important. We got a great year out of Alex Cole. Dick Schofield was solid, as was Leon Durham. The bench ranged from fair to Midland. And then we had the shit team. All this being said, we should be able to fix, at the very least, one outfielder. Because if we can get one top quality outfielder, this lineup looks a lot better. Like Mike Matheny, he's not expected to be offensively brilliant. I like him to be closer to league average, though. That would be lovely. Jeffrey Hammonds, I think we're going to have to trade him. If not this season, then next season. Because he is not getting better. He just isn't getting better. And I know he's only 24, but he has just been actively bad for the team. So yeah. This shit's got to get fixed. We need a better center fielder, 1,000%. I need a lot of things. Let's look at the pitching staff. Of all pitchers, Atlee Hammaker coming back at a really high level is not something I would have predicted. Guzman and Nabholz were both great. Eric Hansen, not so much. He has started giving up homers, which is a bad thing to do if you're a starting pitcher. He was still fine. Like, pitching is not why we lost. Yes, you could argue that Mariano Rivera wasn't very impressive his first season. I get it. Neither was Rob Dibble. And though we had a lot of relievers, we didn't have a lot of them that were truly exceptional. Kurt Wardle being the one exception, and I'm glad that he's going to be coming back. But we got a long way to go. I never changed this. Holy shit. We've got a long way to go. I know we finished at exactly 500, and maybe that sounds okay. The truth is that it isn't. The truth is we lost 20 more games we did the previous season. Now, the good news is this brings it closer to a top 10 draft pick. The bad news is it seems like a particularly shallow draft. That's the downside. The kind of players we'd be most interested in are not going to fall to us. They just aren't. If we're truly fortunate, like we're talking maybe a Bobby Estalella, maybe. But yeah, this is not a very deep class by any stretch of the imagination. So I'll be curious to see who's even around by the time I get to pick. Yeah. OSA thinks we end up with Luis Castillo. I don't think I'd take him. I'd probably pick a Tony Batista over him. or Raul Ibanez, or even Trot Nixon. Those are all players I think I'd value a little bit more than Luis Castillo. Because I don't need a second baseman. I don't. And he can't really play any other position all that well. Jacob Cruz played for Toronto? No. That's Jose Cruz Jr. Who is Jacob Cruz? I've literally never heard of this guy. He even played for Cleveland, and I don't remember him. That's... wow. And that's like when I was really into the team, too. I mean, in fairness, he didn't play very often, but... I don't remember him at all. Like, not even a little bit. A lot of these names, very clear memories. Him, not so much. It's Darren Erstad, the punter. I know, right? You're totally flabbergasted that he used to be a punter at Nebraska. But he was. Oh, my friends, how he was. Francisco Cordova pitched for the Rangers? No, Pittsburgh. I remember Francisco Cordova a little bit. I think he got hurt, as happens to so many players. Right? Yikes. Look how quickly, like, the top quality of this draft class just bottoms the fuck out. There are 10 excellent players in this draft. But there are only 10 that are, like, all-star quality. I mean, there is Livan Hernandez, but if he doesn't have the eephus pitch, I don't even want to hear about it. No, that was they both threw it. They both threw it. His older brother El Duque, though, is the one who's more famous for it. Or maybe El Duque must be the younger guy. I don't remember. Some Paul Wilson in your life. Some Brant Brown. Bill Selby, who played for both Cleveland and Cincinnati. That I do remember. How do I remember Bill Selby and not Jacob Cruz? I genuinely don't know. The memory is a strange thing, my friends. The memory is a very strange thing. Max Suzuki. Ray Ordonez. If he's not 99... Okay, this is baloney. You can't do this to me, game. The one thing Ray Ordonez was amazing at was playing shortstop, and you're going to make him seem like a chump. Come on, game. I mean, come on. I could go for some Edgar Renteria, potentially. Find him a new position, maybe. Not shortstop. Like, if I had my perfect scenario, and I could pick one player in this draft, it would be probably Scott Rowland. If I could pick one player. If Scott Rowland was gone, probably Noma would be my second choice. And if they were both gone, then Vlad Guerrero would be an excellent third place. Neither one of them are going to make it to me. Like, there is less than zero chance. Andrew Jones would be the perfect fit. He is also not going to make it to me. Like, he just isn't. I'm already accepting that fate. The only thing I can hope for is that some of these guys turn out to want, like, giant salaries, and so they don't sign. But, I mean, come on. It just ain't happening. I just need to accept the fact that we're not going to get a top-tier player and move on with my life. What a bad year to be picking 13th, though, in a year that does not have 13 all-star players. It truly doesn't. Anyways, my friends, that is going to conclude today's episode. I hope you will... Really? Wait. Jason Giambi was the first overall pick. Okay. Alright. I'm not going to tell you how to live your lives. I think you're silly, but I'm not going to tell you how to live your lives. but I will end the episode. I hope you have enjoyed the series thus far. We are, I think, at the halfway point. Or close to it. We have completed exactly 5 seasons, so... Can we make it back to the playoffs? I truly believe that we can, but we need a much better lineup for that to happen, though. Almost 200 fewer runs scored. That's a big yikes. Until next time, my friends, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you are enjoying the series. And until then, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.